Actually got out of the prison and stole a ship and sailed across the bay, and off they went.
Wow.
He evidently had some really good social skills, because pretty soon he had a band of over 50 robbers and bad guys and banditos with him, and they pretty much wreaked havoc from San Luis Obispo all the way to San Juan Capistrano.
Wow.
So, what you think about it, it's a pretty firm piece when it's all on horseback and on foot. They were known as the I want to say Mantillas. It was the handcuff gang. So they got bored one time, and San Juan Capistrano, of course, had the mission and was fairly populous. California was a state by then, 1857, and a lot of farming and ranching down here. And so they decided to just go wreak havoc on the town. And sure enough, they went into town. They killed a shopkeeper, and they left. And then they came back, and they killed another shopkeeper, and they got drunk in the saloons, and they did all that good kind of stuff. And then they heard that the sheriff from Los Angeles, Sheriff Barton, was on their tail. Was going to come looking for them. So they headed out of town. And the article that I read, which is actually a contemporary account from the Los Angeles newspaper at the time, just talks about they were on a trail with the arroyo on the left, but I don't know if that's on the sheriff left coming south or on, Juan Flores' left. But anyway, I don't know exactly where, but they met up. I don't know if it was like on kind of Moulton. I don't know if it was Santiago Canyon Road. I'm not quite sure. But one of these north-south thoroughfares, they were riding on their horses, and Barton and his other 5 men, their 6-person posse, ran across the Flores gang. While the sheriff was murdered, and 2 other people in the posse were murdered. They were injured, fell off their horses, and then they were brutally, and it's even described in the article, rather brutally killed. So the survivors made it back to L.A. They rounded up a posse of 50, and they came looking for him. Juan Flores, so this was like December 1857. In amidst all of the hunting, they rounded up a bunch of members of the gang. Some of them escaped to San Luis Obispo. Flores was actually captured near Saddleback out in Majeska Canyon. They had a very, very, very brief trial, don't you know? They didn't mess around in those days about collecting a lot of evidence.
String them up.
So they strung him up. Sadly, the rope was a little short. So when they hang people, you know what kills them. Typically it breaks their neck, right? Well, the rope was so short, he just strangled to death. Oh, poor guy. They had caught 3 of the other banditos and tried to hang them earlier too. Those ropes broke. They took him out back and shot him. So I don't know what's more humane, shooting, strangling, whatever. So that was the end. So Juan Flores' real notoriety from that escapade in San Juan Capistrano, and the drinking and partying and carousing, that was in December, and he was hanged on Valentine's Day, how appropriate to be here, Valentine's Day, 1857. So justice was swift and brutal in those days, especially if you picked off the sheriff and part of his posse.
Yeah.
So